There's something weirdly comforting about watching Sonic sprint through Green Hill Zone while Crush 40 blasts in the background, like slipping on an old pair of shoes that somehow still fit perfectly. But now, he's not alone. The edgy blur himself, Shadow the Hedgehog, is here, dual-wielding nostalgia in Sonic X Shadow Generations. This remaster/expansion tries to recapture that lightning in a bottle feeling from Sonic Generations back in 2011, while giving Shadow his own set of revamped stages and brooding monologues. So, does this trip down memory lane blaze past the competition, or does it chaos control itself straight into disappointment? Let's find out together. On the Sonic side, it's still the same classic versus modern time travel adventure from Sonic Generations. Eggman breaks time, classic Sonic gets dragged out of 1991, and everyone gets to revisit iconic stages with a fresh coat of HD paint, or would that be 4K paint? But the real curiosity here is Shadow's campaign. Instead of just tagging along like in the original Generations, Shadow now has his own narrative path, complete with new levels, redesigned boss fights, and a personal storyline. Think Shadow the Hedgehog without the 2005 jank and moral alignment system that gave you PTSD from trying to get all 326 endings. Here the tone is darker, more introspective, but thankfully without the absurd gunplay. Maria is still haunting his memory, Black Doom gets a mention, and yes, there are some seriously deep cuts for fans who actually remember the Edgelord fever dream that was Shadow the Hedgehog. Gameplay-wise, Sonic X Shadow Generations is a game of two halves. Literally, Sonic stages retain the hybrid 2D and 3D style from 2011, which still feels surprisingly sharp. The new lighting and frame rate boost make familiar zones pop. Speeding through Speed Highway or dodging Killerfish in Seaside Hill is just as exhilarating as it was back on the PS3. But it's Shadow stages that bring something new to the table. Or, well, newish. The level design calls back to Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Adventure 2, and even some Heroes-style multipathing, but with tighter controls and no dodgy vehicle segments. His Chaos powers add a unique twist, letting you phase through objects, slow time, or warp across gaps. It's stylish, slick, and just edgy enough to make you feel 13 again in the best way possible. It's not perfect, mind you. Shadow's movement can still feel stiff in tight turns, and the boost-heavy structure sometimes overwhelms platforming. But compared to the original Shadow the Hedgehog, where half the game felt like a third-person shooter with roller skates, this is a serious glow-up. Visually, the remastered zones look fantastic. Classic levels sparkle with bright colors and crisp textures, while modern ones benefit from dynamic lighting and smoother frame rates. It's like seeing your childhood drawings turned into polished concept art. The soundtrack is also top tier, blending remixed bangers from Generations with moody reinterpretations of Shadow's themes. Hearing I Am All of Me reworked with orchestral flair? Goosebumps. Amazing. And yes, Shadow still says things like, "I'll be the one to save them all," while standing on top of a ruined skyscraper. It's exactly the kind of melodrama we signed up for. Compared to Sonic Generations, this package feels more refined. The loading times are faster, the frame rate more consistent, and the visual upgrades are tasteful rather than overdone. If the original Generations was a love letter to Sonic's past, this is the deluxe anniversary edition with a few bonus chapters. As for the Shadow the Hedgehog content, it's not a full remake, but more of a spiritual do-over. Instead of edgy for edgy's sake, Shadow's levels feel more meaningful now. The game acknowledges the character's history without leaning too hard into the memes. Okay, maybe a little bit, but let's be honest, if you played that game back in 2005, you were part of a problem, just like I was, and we loved it. In terms of accessibility, the remaster adds a few modern touches, subtitles, control remapping, and difficulty tweaks. There's nothing groundbreaking here, but the smoother frame rate and clearer visual contrast do make the game more comfortable to play, especially in the faster stages. Still, more accessibility options would have been welcome, like UI scaling or assist modes for younger and newer players.
Oh, trop gentil!
Sonic X Generations is ultimately a love letter to the fans who grew up with blue blurs and brooding anti-heroes. It polishes what worked in Generations, redeems what didn't in Shadow of a Hedgehog, and manages to make you care, just a little, about the fate of a hedgehog with memory loss and a penchant for moody one-liners. So if you're a long-time fan, this is like opening a time capsule full of childhood nostalgia and chaos emeralds. And if you're new, well, brace yourself. It's fast, it's flashy, and it has just the right amount of cringe. And honestly, that's exactly how it should be. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel like it, and tell me in the comments whether Shadow the Hedgehog deserved a redemption arc, or if he should have stayed in 2005 with his guns and his guilt. I'll be over here, in the meantime, speedrunning Green Hill Zone for the 47th time. Thank you.